The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the DAF Media Network. In a moment, we find out who joins the Staples Wreckers in the FCIAC Championship. The Darien Blue Wave and the Ridgefield Tigers are fighting for that spot tonight at Fujitani Field. And bring this game to you, I'm Owen Heffron, joined alongside Will Jennings. Will, who are some key players on both sides and some strategies each team might look to implement in this one?
Yeah, for the Wave, it's really been Briggs McGuckin, the two-way midi. He's committed to Bowdoin. He's a 3-star. And then Brady Picorni makes his return to the lineup. Finally, Brady's going to get his chance to compete in the FCIAC tournament. And then Carter Hagan, he's been locked down all year, the Loyola Maryland commit. And then, of course, for Ridgefield, you have Kyle Colsey, the UVA commit. And, you know, Ridgefield, they don't have a ton of scoring depth. But, you know, if Colsey's going to get locked off in this game, it's really going to cause some problems for them.
Yeah, Darien's FCIAC run came to a stop in the semifinals last year when they lost to Wilton, the team that plays at this very field 11-10. And the Blue Wave versus the Tigers is coming right up on the DAF Media Network joint venture, the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation, just in a moment. Game getting ready to go underway here in Wilton, Connecticut. Both sides clamp down. Ridgefield starts with possession. Good job from number 4, Brandon Penn. Scoop up the draw. The Tigers look for their first scoring opportunity of the game. Desmond Corey with it.
Looks like a bit of an umbrella open set here, starting for Ridgefield. So they're probably going to initiate from the wing.
Yeah, taking their time so far. Plays develop. Levi Kessler, number 30 with it behind. Back over to 14, Fiore. Corey circles back. Good defense by Bonner. Kessler again on a short stick.
Darien looking pretty sharp on their rotations and slides thus far. Haven't really overplayed anybody yet like we saw in that New Canaan game. Where it was, excuse me, it was New Canaan Staples, and Staples got out to an early lead on a couple of overplayed possessions.
Kessler spins, attempts to go back inside. Good defense for number 28, Stephen Olvani. Back up top. Now a shot. And that one goes wide. A shot from Walker Fiore, the junior. Now Darien with possession. Hagen flings it long down the field.
It looks like Darien's going to have their first man up as well. Starts with Hagen on the back end and Olvani, winning that chase at GLE. And Darien gets it right up. First settle possession, they get a man up as well.
Guckin has on the far side. Rupenstein with it. Gets it behind.
Gonna invert with Porter.
Caesar. Caesar shot. Penn comes up strong.
Not a bad look from Caesar there as he tries to attack underneath his defender. And he takes a low to high left-handed step down shot there, but it's just he's very cognizant that Darien already has the man up, so he can take that shot, and there's really no penalty for taking that shot there. No harm done.
Yeah, Caesar 2 goals in their last playoff game versus St. Joe's. They put up a whopping 20 goals against a team that was undefeated in the FCIAC up until that point. Back to Caesar again. Now inside to Picorni. Picorni's shot hits off the iron.
They love that C-cut with Picorni on that man-up play. They love to get the C-cut going with Picorni around the crease, and right there, really good look. He tries to go short side high, but just rings iron there.
Picorni again behind. There's the captain, McGuckin. Picorni behind again. Corny open look, again hits the post.
Those are 2 quality takes from Picorni. I like how, even though it's a man up, he's still aggressive to dodge. Usually you don't want players dodging on man up, but coach always gives that green light to Picorni to dodge, and he's getting out early and getting a lot of shots, especially coming back from injury.
Kessler will take it up now for the Tigers. Kessler back to Penn. Guarded by McGuckin. Penn takes it inside. Hits off the stick of number 35, Jake Hendrickson, and now Darien has possession.
And you got to remember, Ridgefield, like we said earlier, they don't have a ton of scoring depth, so that ride's going to be crucial for them today. And so far, Darien very stout on the clear. Porter
just like that, leads to a Darien goal from Porter Barnett.
And that's just a solid hitch dodge there from Porter Barnett. You see he gives one hezzy and a pump fake, and it's a draw and dump scenario where he's on the back door. He elevates a little bit from GLE and just fading from the net, able to open himself up, get a better angle, and put that one high and away. But what a pretty move from Porter Barnett as he kind of gives him a little bit of a shoulder dip, a little bit of a hesitation like in basketball, and just rises up for the turnaround fade.
Be Mariska versus Brandon Penn on the face-off. Ball's loose, still on the ground. Picked up by Carney for the Tigers. Fior just holding it. Staring right at Stephen Olvaney. Now attempts to turn on the burners. Jay Carney now. Long stick of Hendrickson. There's Kyle Colsley.
That's going to be a fun matchup. Mark McNamara and Kyle Colsley all day.
Now a shot in his goal. There he is, Will.
Yeah, that's just a poor rotation that time from the Darien defense. You see Mark McNamara gets hung up a little bit on that 2 slide, and it's just, you know, Kyle Colsley notices that, able to lose his man, get open on the wing for a wide open step down shot. It's poor communication on, you know, defense and a very uncharacteristic mistake from Darien early.
Tied up at 1 each now.
I don't really know what was going on there, but it looked like McNamara was coming in for the slide up top and just kind of left Colsley down there with a wide open look.
Ball still on the ground. Bonner scoops it up. Double teamed. Flag thrown. Elliott Lancaster has it. Loses the ball. Darien will be a man up for the second time in this one. Briggs McGuckin. Now behind the net. Wes Scallon. Front Rupenstein. Now in front, Picorni. Picorni scores!
And, you know, once again, we saw the last man up where they tried to get, you know, Picorni, you know, cutting off the ball and, you know, get him an inside look by the crease. And that time, it's another, you know, play drawn up for Picorni. It's off-ball action, and they pick down for Picorni. He's able to cut in from the top of the box and opens up another wide-open crease look. That time, gives one fake low, finishes high, and able to get his name on the board.
Brady Picorni building off that hat trick he had versus St. Joe's in the quarterfinals. Now Brandon Penn with a good look right off the faceoff. Quick look, but Hagen comes up strong. Now an errant pass from the stick of Chris Colsey.
And this bench is absolutely fired up right now. Picorni's been out for about 3 or 4 games now. One of their senior leaders, and, you know, see him get on the board early there. This team is, you know, going crazy on the bench.
Now another opportunity for Thurlow. Just comes up short. Barnett again. Stuffed right at the goal line by Penn. Ball's loose. Penn scoops it up. Pressure from Barnett. Has to get rid of it, he can. Close call for the Tigers. Now it's Desmond Corey. Kessler. Hit hard from the Tufts commit Bonner. Ball's free.
What a check there from Bonner. Looks like a little bit of a rusty gate.
Ball's loose, though. Picorni scoops it up. Picorni a shot. That one's off target.
I like the confidence from Picorni there just to take that shot, knowing you have one of the best ex-attackmen in the state right there to back it up. It's a possession shot. And really all the momentum's on Darien's side right now. They're just playing smart lacrosse. And really, they've had the upper game for most of this or they've had the upper hand for most of this game.
McGuckin trying to work inside, flings it back to Rupenstein. Finds Caesar. McGuckin again, spin move. He shoots. Take a stick on the way. McGuckin at the top. To Caesar. Working inside. Barnett had a chance.
Oh, and we saw last time, you know, we were at this venue together against Wilton. Looks like Darien's trying to dodge with Porter Barnett from the wing again. We watched that Wilton game. He had like 4 goals, all from dodges from the wing. And right there, they're trying to get that shorty matchup for Barnett, trying to get him going early.
Yeah, had one taken away too. I believe he would have had 5. Caesar has it. Captain Rupenstein. Within 2 minutes left of this first frame. McGuckin checked hard into the turf. Scooped up by Caesar. Now across, now a shot, and he scores!
Wow, what a skip pass there.
Morgan Rupenstein.
What a skip pass from Luke Caesar just to corral that loose ground ball and then throw it over to the step down look of Morgan Rupenstein, one of the best time and room shooters on the team. Darien just head on a swivel right now. They're playing some very good high level lacrosse here, making the right plays consistently. And we've seen, you know, them go back to the same set where, you know, they're either sweeping from the wing or sweeping from the top of the box, but really everything's working for them right now.
Great job from the Darien offense there. Yet to win a face-off fully, however. It's Brandon Gamellan. Goes over Liam Christian. Lancaster jogging with him. Kristen looking for a teammate. Here he goes down low. Good stop by Hagan.
Yeah, Hagan's, you know, single-handedly changed the course of the year for Darien and their season. And, you know, the way he's playing in this first quarter, I really don't, you know, see that stopping anytime soon. It's just, you know, it's been almost impossible to score on Hagan this year. You really have to beat him down low in the dirty areas, get to the crease. But if you're going to take that step-down look, it's, you know, usually not going to go.
Barnett, now Lancaster. Lancaster loses possession. Now an opportunity here for the Tigers. All the way. Hagan gets on it right before it crosses. Michael Dowd looked to go the distance, was getting chased by Wes Scallon. Now McGuckin has it. No time left, and that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. 3-1 Blue Wave. 3 goals from 3 different players. And Kyle Colsey, the lone goal scorer for the Tigers.
Yeah, definitely no surprise there. Kyle Colsley, you know, really their best offensive threat and one of the only guys that Darien is, very worried about today. And, of course, this Ridgefield team, they're pretty young. They got a lot of guys coming up, but, when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, they really are just going to try and lull you to sleep and try and find Colsley and, work him off the ball. But for Darien right now, I think, something that's a bit surprising is, they're really trying to dodge to score with Porter Barnett. Usually it's just him dodging to feed from X, but right now, just like the Wilton game we watched, they're drawing up so many different plays for Porter Barnett, trying to get him going, trying to get him shorty matchups, and that's really what I noticed in that first frame.
Yeah, we'd like to thank you one more time for watching us on DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. And, Will, this is a Darien team that's pretty hot. They won a great run to end the season. They were coming into that Wilton game that you and I did together, and they had lost 3 of their last 4, but then to end the regular season going on a 5-game winning streak at the hands of Wilton Mamaroneck, Stanford Greenwich, and Seton Hall Prep, and then, of course, beating St. Joe's 20-6 in the quarterfinals, and now coming here with a strong first quarter start against the Ridgefield Tigers, a team who they beat about a month ago 10-6. And it shows the pure dominance of the Blue Wave, and they're stacked with so many seniors, and it's going to be especially interesting in such a storied program on how this team is going to develop in these upcoming years, because you have your juniors and your sophomores like Ryan Thurlow and Ben Billada, Wes Scallon, and your juniors, like I said, with the McNamara twins and everything like that.
Yeah, and I completely agree, Owen. I think, come playoff time, FCIAC states, the difference really separating these teams right now is experience, 1, and then, of course, 2, the depth that Darien has, the way that they can just attack from so many different angles, so many different sets, and how versatile they are. I mean, they really have, an offense that, you can put 2 or 3 different lines of midfielders in, and they're going to score. So that's really what it comes down to today, and I think, Darien's showing their depth, playing guys like Thurlow and, making lineup changes for the injured players.
Second half face-off. Great shot from Penn to win it. Now a shot, and what a goal! Kyle Colsey again.
Yeah, and I mean, if you let that kid get his hands free, it's pretty much wraps, because we saw it earlier in the game. He got a wide open step down look, and he went low to high in about 0.2 seconds. So right there, just a similar concept. He's sweeping from the top of the box. Miscommunication on defense. I think they were trying to call for a switch maybe, and nobody switched off that pick. So he just gets a wide open look and rips it high and away.
Jeez, what a way to start the second quarter for the Ridgefield Tigers.
But, I mean, that is just a howitzer of a shot. Like, there's just no way you can stop that as a goalie.
3-2 your score now. Ridgefield within 1. Kessler gets it back up top to Fior.
I think a lot of people like to talk about Colsey as a Dodger, but, we've seen 2 goals here where it's just his playmaking ability with the shot. Not even, moving north-south towards the cage, just straight up shooting from distance. And he's able to sting multiple corners here today.
Yeah, they're sticking with Mark McNamara, the Penn State commit, on him. Smart decision. Bonner looking to make a play on the ball here. As Corey still has it.
Yeah, it looks like they're shadowing. Yeah, they're shadowing Kyle Colsey here. They're trying to lock him off. You see Mark McNamara not even leaving him an inch after that second goal. I think it's a wise move from Braymeyer just to lock off Colsey, as, they've only run plays for Colsey thus far.
Here's Colsey's brother, Chris. Chris down low, and he scores.
Wow, and all the attention going to Kyle Colsey early, but you really can't forget about his little brother coming up in this program. Chris Colsey just takes that ball underneath, looks like a bit of an alley dodge, and completely catches Darien off guard. The rotation doesn't come, and Colsey just has a straight lane to the front of the net and beats Hagen 5-hole.
The freshman ties things 3 apiece with over 10.5 left to play in this second quarter. Now another face-off win for Brandon Penn. Been unstoppable thus far. Mariska forced to stay on as now the face-off men will get off the field. Brandon Gamellan. Chris Colsey trying to work on Connor Lane. Gets behind to Carney. It's around Hendrickson. Brings it back to Gamellan. Corey Mulvaney in front. Tries to stay on his feet. Some checks from Mulvaney. Now an open look off the shaft of Hagen's stick.
Yeah, and this is where Darien has to continue to be good, is this clear game. Started by, it starts with Carter Hagen. When he's able to make those electrifying saves in net and, gain that momentum back for the Wave, you got to stay consistent in the clear. And that's what they've been able to do thus far, is just limit that Ridgefield ride, which we know is going to be aggressive today.
Rubenstein goes behind now. It's Barnett. The Richmond lacrosse commit. Luke Caesar. Goes inside now, a bounce. And scooped up nicely. Dylan Penn. Great job from the junior.
Yeah, and that's a good take there from Morgan Rubenstein. He got a free lane, right down the middle of the box, but Darien luckily gets it right back on an errant turnover. But I think just getting the ball on net is probably the most important thing when you have, a guy like Penn who's, just a sophomore, I believe. He's been on varsity for, he played last year, but he's a young goalie, so getting the ball on net.
Lancaster hits one, goes off the iron, high into the air and out. A lot of power on that shot. Will give possession to Ridgefield, it looks like. The other Penn brother, Brandon, with the ball now. Brandon Penn behind. Out in front, Colsey. Some good defense there from McNamara. Weak shot to the left side. There's Kyle now.
Yeah, they finally try and invert with Kyle Colsley. We haven't seen him dodge all day. I mean, it's hard to dodge on Mark McNamara. He's 6'6" with, a crazy amount of leverage, but they're trying to work the two-man game on him right now.
Colsey just flings one.
So first Ridgefield started with top of the box and wing looks, and now they're going, two similar offenses. Now they're trying to attack from X with the two-man game. But Darien and Ridgefield very similar in their sets and, the plays they run.
Kristen over to Penn. Ball's loose, big check from Bonner. Scooped up now. Here's Elliot Lancaster. Lancaster falls to his knees, keeps the possession. That was impressive to keep it cradled. Winds up.
You know, one of the most impressive parts of Elliot Lancaster's game is his, ability in the clear. Right there, he's literally, sandwiched by a double team, and he's still able to get out of it. Looked like he even drew a flag. I mean, they didn't call it, obviously, but looked like he got tripped up at the end there, too. And, he's been tremendous in the clear this year. They call him Transition Lancaster on the team, and that's really what he does for you. It's just, moves. He transitions defense to offense by himself.
Timeout taken here by the Ridgefield Tigers. Head coach Roy Colsey, of course, the father of Chris and Kyle. Talk things over with his squad, and Jeff Bremmeyer will talk things over with his. In a tied ball game with under 6 minutes left to go. Darien 3 goals, 3 different players, and for the Tigers it's been the Colseys. Kyle Colsey with 2, then his little brother Chris scoring their most recent one to tie it.
I'd like to see Darien just take care of the ball a little bit more on offense. It feels like some of these shots are rushed, or they're, trying to just force passes in transition. I'd like to see them just settle down, get to that umbrella open set, get to the wing set that they like, pairs on the wings where they have 2 guys on the wings, 2 guys on the wings, 2 guys at X. They have so many different plays that they can run, but they just have not been able to settle the ball down on offense. And really, you're going to be able to exploit this defense in settled possessions, but if you're just, taking careless shots and making careless plays with the ball, you really can't score on them.
Both teams retaking the field now. Barnett has it.
Interesting to see if they'll try and dodge with Barnett again. I know they did that a ton in the first quarter, but right now everyone's getting touches, so we'll see what Braymeyer draws up here.
Barnett over to Lancaster. McGuckin comes in now. Behind, it's Thurlow. Across to Barnett, spears it out of the air. Down low, a shot from Lancaster. Blocked by Penn. Gets his own rebound. McGuckin back at the top.
Darien in the 400 set now. Looks like Thurlow has his guy hung up at X, so maybe we'll try and dish from X here.
Scallon gets to his fellow sophomore, Thurlow. Thurlow around. Thurlow works in and he scores.
And just as I touched on it, Thurlow had his guy hung up by the crease, and, they're trying to, let Thurlow, cradle that ball at X and dish for someone, maybe a cutter. Maybe they feel comfortable with Thurlow back there, but instead he notices that his guy's hung up at X. He's hung up by the crease. He's just going to dodge, and it's complete defensive breakdown for Ridgefield as no one calls for the switch or the slide there, and Thurlow just moseys his way on in for an easy goal.
Darien takes the lead for the first time since early into this quarter. Now the Tigers looking to get up the field. There's Corey. Kessler now. Lancaster keeping up with him. Circles behind. Ball's loose. And now it's really on the ground and scooped up. Here goes McGuckin. McGuckin, shot from Barnett is way high. Onto the softball field. A little too much on that one.
Yeah, they're trying to dodge with Picorni now. You see Thurlow picking for him, and they've really just been going to that two-man game at X this entire quarter. Looks like they're trying to clear through for Picorni, now attacking from the wing with Barnett.
Yeah, Barnett, McGuckin picks it up. Number 8, Caesar. Here's Lancaster, stutter step. Pass eats up McGuckin a little bit. Goes out, so Ridgefield will have it.
Yeah, it looked like Lancaster had his man beat underneath there, but he's trying to draw and dump for McGuckin, and McGuckin just, thought Lancaster was going to shoot that one, but not on the same page, and, it's another unforced error for the Wave.
Kirkner gets it over to Corey.
Bonner just playing some relentless defense today. See, we saw him get a rusty gate earlier, a D-twig, having a tremendous year this year, and, one of the best LSMs in the state for sure.
You could see him on the sideline. He was frustrated after Ridgefield tied it 3-3, and he came back, and he's been nothing short of a brick wall out there. Kristen finds his teammate Colsey. Chris Colsey. Inside now. Down low. Job from Hagan. Dropping to the knees, stopping it. Now poked away on the ground. Lane chasing after it. Pokes it some more. Scooped up by Thurlow. Timeout taken by the Blue Wave.
Yeah, great timeout there from Braymeyer. Notices that, there's just, under 2 minutes left on the clock here, and, he's able to win that ground, Lane's able to push that ground ball over the midfield line. Thurlow gets it. They get the extra possession. Could put the Wave up 2 at the end of the first half, and, that really changes things here with the way this game's been played. It's very low scoring.
1:13 left before halftime. We'll step away just for a second on the DAF Media Network, joint venture of the Darien Foundation, Darien Athletic Foundation. Minute 14 left. Darien looking to have one more opportunity here. Lefty Picorni at midfield. Michael Dowd in front of him. Picorni was looking for Caesar. Pass intercepted. Ball's on the ground.
What a ride there from Picorni, stealing it back immediately. Oh,
Possession still free. Down scoops it up. Now just flings it way out of bounds into the crowd. Refs will discuss it. Wow.
yeah, that's a little crazy right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Going to Ridgefield.
That definitely looked like it was a loose GB that was just flung into the crowd by a Ridgefield stick, but
Now you never know, and it doesn't matter.
Ball do not lie.
Mark McNamara comes in and says, I'll do it myself.
Ball does not lie right there. He gets it right back.
Hagen
And
flings it right down the field, and now the Tigers get it back. Sub 30 seconds left. Now we'll see another timeout from the Tigers now.
Can't blame him. I mean, get that possession back. 23 seconds left. Get it tied 4-4. What a wild sequence, though, right
that
there.
That was
just
absolutely insane.
Absolute chaos on the ride from Picorni, and then that we saw that play go out of bounds, and then finally get it back. Then another ride, just back and forth for the last minute here.
Yeah, it looked like Michael Dowd picked it up in midfield and then kind of had his stick in the air, got flung around, fired right into the stands. Ref said it went to Ridgefield. I think that's what Blue Wave coaching staff is discussing with him right there on why that was. But long stick of Mark McNamara really made it a non-factor until Hagen gave it right back. But yeah, goal here for the Tigers be absolutely massive. They could draw something up. Get past this Wave defense. Big guys in Connor Lane, Jake Hendrickson with well over 6 feet. Darien, of course, in their white and blue white jerseys, and then Ridgefield, orange and black.
Definitely a very different game than the New Canaan Staples game. New Canaan went down 7 in the first quarter and basically were out of the game, from that point on. And, here, Darien and Ridgefield playing very tight 4-3 ball game. And, this is, kind of what you live for if, you're a senior on either team. It's just being in these moments, having a close game like this under the lights. Definitely special for both these teams, but definitely more exciting for the fans too.
Yeah, sun is setting here. Colsey a shot, and that's high. His brother, the closest one there. "16 seconds. Colsey and McNamara. Colsey looking for some room. Out front, his little brother. That one's off target too. 1 second left. Colsey flings it in. Caught by Hagen, and that'll do it. We head into halftime. Darien Blue Wave leading 4-3. Goals from Barnett, Picorni, Rubenstein, and Thurlow. And then for the Ridgefield Tigers, Kyle Colsey with 2, Chris Colsey with 1.
Yeah, and that half really was just Darien not being able to play fast. And when Darien's not, able to play fast because of how heavily they lean on that transition lacrosse game, it really shows that you can get back into games with Darien if they're not able to score on transition, and you have to settle them down. And give them those settled situation looks. It's a lot easier to play right with them, but still pretty hard to score on Carter Hagan as he only conceded 3 that half.
Yeah, both squads will talk things over with their respective coaches, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Start of the second half, about 9.5 minutes here on the DAF Media Network. Thanks for watching so far. Again, on this joint venture of the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut. Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org/donate. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Second half getting ready to start here at Fujitani Field. Well, me and Will were down at the snack bar. Getting a quick snack break. These two teams were discussing their game plans. Ridgefield out to a hot start. Walker Fiore at the top. Now Jake Carney intercepted.
Yeah, great stick there from Hendrickson. Just a really tall kid. You mentioned he plays basketball in this in the winter, excuse me. And just able to get his stick in the passing lane there. Really good transition for the Wave here to start the half.
Here goes Lancaster. Dowd trying to smack him with the stick. Rupenstein. Here he goes. Shoved at the last moment. Shot goes wide.
You know, I'm noticing a lot of possession shots from this Wave team. Not necessarily the best shot, just a lot of possession shots. Some have been working in their favor. Others have just, you know, blatantly turned out terrible. Want to see them, you know, start valuing these possessions in a close game.
Picorni, absolute ripper.
Yeah, that definitely was not a possession shot. That was he was trying to score on that one for sure, and that was a really good look.
Here's Barnett at X. Picorni, there's the lefty, just high. Similar shot to the one he just missed on.
Yeah, Picorni loves that move, just elevating from GLE, turning the shoulder and just flinging it around his defender. See if they try and invert here with Porter Barnett. Maybe get him to dodge again.
Here he goes, hit hard. I believe number 14, Fiore. Out in front. McGuckin loses it. Scooped up by Penn. A clean play. And now the Tigers have it. Going upfield. There's Dowd. McGuckin in his face. Now circles back, looks for a teammate and flings it way out. It's the second time Michael Dowd's done that this game. Flung out of bounds, resulting in the turnover. Here goes McNamara.
He's going for the pole goal.
Oh, just high.
Oh, and whenever Mark McNamara gets the ball in transition, we all know, all the fans know, all the parents know he's going to shoot it. And something he does so well. He's got about 4 or 5 pole goals on the year, but he loves, you know, stepping up in transition from his closed defender spot. And right there, just sails it wide.
Barnett has it behind the net. Fiore in front. Fiore's been present on both sides of the ball so far for Ridgefield. Pump fake there.
Some really good defense there from Ridgefield, just completely closing off top side. Saw Lancaster try and get top side twice.
Andrew Griffin was great defense from earlier, not any defense there. Elliot Lancaster.
Yeah,
makes the lead bigger.
You know, not a bad shot by Lancaster by any means, but definitely looks like that one was saved and just kind of, you know, rippled in off the top of the stick. It was just a positional save, kind of an outside shot, sidearm angle. You know, he had that, you know, Ridgefield had that, you know, their goalie had that framed perfectly, and he looked like it was going right into his stick, but at the last moment just skipped up into the top of the net. Either way, garbage goal or not, gets Darien the 2-goal margin.
Despite being down 2, Ridgefield been perfect on faceoff so far. Here's Jake Carney, the junior. Kessler looking at Gamelin before he jogs off. Mulvaney right with Levi Kessler. Kessler, some good defense from Mulvaney. There's Kristen. Tigers taking their sweet time. Some good defense from the Blue Wave. Kristen. Colsey can't corral it and scoops it up.
You know, and other than Kyle Colsley getting his hands free today, you know, Darien's been really sound on their, you know, rotations, their slides, clears, basically everything on defense. It's been tight.
Sidearm slinging off the iron. Now an open net. Hagen comes across again. Up in front. Oh my goodness.
That might be one of the best save sequences of the year right there.
I have no idea how the Tigers did not just score a goal.
I mean, a sequence like that, there's really no words to explain how he just did that.
Diving across from one bar to the other was Carter Hagen. And now McGuckin with it. McGuckin shoots, saved by Penn. Back in front, McGuckin again. Dowd is there.
You know, it was a second chance opportunity and then a third chance opportunity as well. Just mad stuff there from Hagen.
Absolutely incredible. Caesar tried to find McGuckin out in front. Would have been an exclamation point to that. Just missed. My goodness, you can tell why Carter Hagen is going to Loyola. Loyola. 4-star recruits.
You know, kid's got a, you know, very big frame, and he's also super agile in the net. That's what separates him. You know, he frames up shots great from outside. We saw him take away the first step down shot, and then just his ability side to side. He's a lot quicker than you think, and he's just able to get in front of those, just basically, you know, just playing an unsettled situation. He just makes those dynamic saves.
Barnett has it. Barnett, an open look, shoots, he scores! Porter Barnett, second of the game. Huge, Blue Wave up 3.
So we've talked about it all game. You know, they've tried to draw up plays for Porter Barnett. Right there, he's sweeping across from the wing. And finally, that two-man game from the wing works. They pick for Porter Barnett right there. They don't really get the switch they want, but Barnett just takes top side immediately and goes right across and nails his shot. So finally, Barnett dodging to score. He's able to get his hands free, and that's what happens. It's just too easy.
Darien with their largest lead so far in this one. 3 goals. Nearing 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Now some relentless pressure as Ridgefield looks to respond. Desmond Corey. Then gets over number 6, Brandon Gamelin. A lot of juniors on this Ridgefield team.
And that's good faith there from Coach Braemeier, just to stick with his concepts, his sets. You know, still dodging and initiating from the wing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what they call that.
Fiora's shot that goes wide. Ridgefield will keep it, however. Both these teams looking to advance to the FCIAC title versus Staples. Here's the man, Kyle Colsey. Colsey. Yes, he does a hat trick.
And that's a pretty move there from Colsey. It looks like he just has Mark McNamara on a string there, almost trips him up by the net. Just a very clean, simple split dodge from Colsey back there. But it all starts with the hesitation, the hitch, lefty, and then split back to the right. Gets, you know, Mark McNamara caught up a little bit behind the net there and able to wrap around GLE and put it away. Now, one of the first times we've really seen them beat Hagen clean. I was about to say, though, other than that, you know, 2 goals Colsey had, McNamara was playing pretty good on him.
Yeah, just got him off balance, and now back to back. Oh my goodness, Kyle Colsey.
Kyle Colsey, and, you know, and that's not even a matchup failure there. That's just a defensive breakdown. You know, on the most recent goal Colsey scored, he just beat his matchup, you know, clean. There wasn't a slide. It was just a good lacrosse goal. But on that play right there, that's a defensive breakdown from Darien. They're not communicating on defense, and they're not rotating properly, so that guy's left wide open with, you know, you're leaving the best player on the field wide open with a shot. He's going to make it.
2 goals in about 15 seconds for Kyle Colsey and the Tigers. McNamara on the draw going against Penn. Penn has it like he has all day. Here he goes. Penn backhands. Hagen comes up strong. Could you imagine they would have scored 3 straights? Great job from the Tendy.
Yeah, great recovery save there from Hagen. His team let him down on the past 2 goals, and right there he just shows why, you know, shows what he's done for this team this season, just keeping this game at bay.
Desmond Corey, Lancaster in front. Kessler grabbed the ball and immediately was looking for Kyle Colsey.
And you definitely do not want Kyle Colsey, you know, inverting from X after what we just saw he did to Mark McNamara. So just keeping him away from X, or, you know, just limiting him to the perimeter, really.
Fior swim move, gets it back up top to Kessler. Fior again. Walker Fior goes behind. Finds Curie. Fior. McGuckin was on him. Under 2 minutes left to play in this third quarter. An entertaining one at that. Now a shot from Corey, high and wide. Here go the Tigers now.
Looks like they're trying
Spin
Bonner.
move. Colsey. Oh my goodness. Off the post.
They're trying Bonner on Colsey now after, you know, Mark McNamara got twisted up behind the net. They're going to give Colsey a different matchup. I think that's wise for Darien to put Bonner in that position.
McGuckin loads up. Saved by Dylan Penn. And Colsey was inches away there from his 5th goal of the game.
I think that may have come in and out. I mean, we don't have instant replay, of course, but looked like
Ball
it did.
on the ground. Here's Picorni. Picorni. Oh, my goodness.
I am absolutely speechless right now. There is no way he just did that from point-blank range. No leverage to score that goal. He just did that with literally a mini stick kind of, you know, grip on his stick.
Darien bench going absolutely crazy. Brady Picorni.
Brady Picorni, BTB, with literally the grip of a mini lacrosse stick right there, inches away from the net. And he has to release that thing in just under a second. That's how quick you have to get that one off with no space 2 defenders trying to trail check you and you get that off. That is ridiculous.
Number 99 with the second one of the day. The All-FCIAC All-American, Notre Dame commit. Of course, 5-star recruit. What more needs to be said? The Tigers now. Penn looked to go to Carney. Maybe hit off his helmet up into the air.
And for those who don't understand, a mini stick in lacrosse is those things you play with in like kindergarten that are really, really little, and you have to, basically corral it like hand on hand pretty much. And that's what Picorni had to do there. Just no room to get that off, but he's able to make another spectacular play.
Underhand toss from McNamara to Rupenstein. 35 seconds left for the Blue Wave to maybe get a last chance scoring opportunity. Here's Ray Picorni now. Falls to the turf. Ball's up in the air now. Who has it out in front? Penn pounces. Is able to scoop it up. Great play from the junior goaltender. Now it's loose. 5 seconds left. On the ground. Ground ball, and that'll do it. Lay hit from Barnett. They won't do anything about it. A little bit of jawing going on. That'll be it. A crazy sequence of saves for Carter Hagan. And a behind-the-back goal from Brady Picorni are the highlights.
And just looking at it again, I mean, I'm still stunned that this just happened, but he gets right through he splits the double team first. And it's not a BTB, that's around the world. Lefty from literally a foot. I mean, that is crazy. Just insane stuff there. And basically every game he plays in, he's guaranteed at least 1 or 2 of those. So just spectacular right there.
Absolutely absurd. Darien, incredible job on offense and defense to go up 2. Kyle Colsey, though, creeping up. 4 goals in this one. We'll take a quick break. Will grab some Skittles here. The DAF Media Network joint venture Darien Foundation, Darien Athletic Foundation. Here we go. Last 12 minutes in this one. Thriller of a matchup so far. Ridgefield trailing by 2. Face-off won by Brandon Penn. William Kristen. Some good defense from Stephen Olvaney. Causes Kristen to fling it out. Pretty much dark here now with the lights turned on. Fujitani Field in Wilton. Kessler thought about it. So has to get it over to Colsey. Kessler goes to the left side.
Trying to play the sub game on McNamara there. Basically faking towards the sideline to try and pull him out, but they go back to their normal set here. Now trying an off-ball pick with McNamara. They're really trying to exploit this matchup here today. I'm not surprised.
Star-studded offensive player, star-studded defensive player.
See if he dodges the feed here. That's what they're looking to line up and do.
Colsey moving behind. Gets tripped up, falls down.
He has the switch on Lancaster.
Fires! Off the post.
That was dangerous because he finally got the switch on the shorty Lancaster, and that was could have been really dangerous if he decided to dodge with no help underneath.
Under 10 minutes left to go now. Team fighting for a championship game berth. Here's Colsey, loads up. Off target. Jay Carney now. Kristen. Chris Colsey. Now Kristen again. Chris Colsey, spin move. Over to Kessler. Chris Colsey shoots. Bounced. No good.
Ridgefield definitely taking a lot of possession shots here. Saw another one right there from Chris Colsey. I think they're happy just regaining possession off the chase. Something they've been able to win the chase all game. So
here's Colsey now inside. Backhand from Carney.
Carney had the entire net open as well. I don't think he realized how much time he had on that doorstep look right there. He's trying to go for the shovel and finish it really quick, but fans on it. But he was, wide open.
Huge amount of space right there for Carney. Hagan.
And had Hagan beat.
On the floor. Carney will be thinking about that one. Rest of this game for sure. Colsey. Spin, doubles back. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you can't do anything about that. You just, a player like Kyle Coles, you just tip your hat to him and, hope he somehow slows down. But, I mean, what have we said all day? If you let that kid get his hands free, he's going to sting a pipe or a corner because he's got, one of the toughest lefty shots in all of high school across.
Someone stop this man. 5 goals.
All from range, all from distance.
Absolutely absurd.
And look at that goal, too. He redodged. I mean, he offset and then redodged again. So many moves in one. Crazy.
There's always that connotation of the coach's kid, but Kyle Colsey
proving that narrative wrong for sure.
It's been all Colsey. 5 from Kyle, 1 from Chris. Rowan Levine checks in for the Darien Blue Wave on the defensive end. Looking to preserve this 1-goal lead they now have. 8:10 left in this fourth quarter.
In the the regular season game these two played, we didn't really see Colsey a lot. We saw him get locked off. He didn't really get many scoring opportunities, but this game, boy, has he been fun to watch. Just an absolute pleasure.
Fior bounced. Grabbed off the bounce by Kessler. Now behind Kristen. Gets around Rupenstein. Fior inside. Hagen drops to his knees. Blocks the bounce. Lane. Simply get it out. Good move from Rupenstein. Ball on the ground. Still on the ground.
Lane going after it.
Lane was going after it, but Tigers look like they'll have it. Colsey on the sideline now. 7:14 left.
Coach's decision again to put Bonner on Colsey just to try and slow him down a little bit. And, you know, not a bad move. Will Bonner has had a tremendous season this year. You know, really been one of the players to watch.
Here he goes. Kyle Colsey spin move. Flings it. Just wide of the cage. Whenever he has that ball in his hands, he's looking to score.
Yeah, definitely not looking to feed, that's for sure.
Here's Kessler now.
But I mean, if you're not sliding to Kyle Colsey early and you let him, just get a one-on-one matchup, it's extremely hard to stop him. You got to slide very early on him, and even then, he's got great vision. He can feed the crease. So
Kessler finds Corey. Corey doubles back, fires, caught by Hagen.
yeah, that's Hagen's bread and butter right there. No screen on that shot, just able to see it clear. And, he'll frame that up all day.
Hagen goes, tosses it, far side. Now it's Elliot Lancaster. Just walking around with it. Under 6 minutes left. Halfway done with this fourth quarter. Caesar in midfield. Lancaster, here he goes. Behind now, Darien looking to add on in this lead. Get a better cushion. McGuckin. Briggs McGuckin to Picorni, now behind. There's Thurlow. Already has one in this one. Lancaster again just killing some time as much as he can. Now a little bit of open space. Lancaster thought about it. Until he falls down is Picorni. Now finds his fellow lefty in Caesar. Briggs McGuckin, the captain, spins around. Here he goes, McGuckin. Good check there from Griffin. Forces McGuckin to pass it over. Darien killing over 2 minutes now on this possession alone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're trying to run any plays, really. They're just playing keep away at this point, letting their speedy guys, clearing through for guys like Briggs McGuckin, who have quick feet and can just kind of run around the box a little bit.
Now a shot, Elliott Lancaster. Second of the game, Darien up to 8-6.
Yeah, and that's where all the confusion occurs, right? You know, you're running a play for Briggs McGuckin at X. You know, maybe an invert for Briggs McGuckin, and that strong side, you kind of forget that, you know, Elliott Lancaster is, you know, peeling away on the backside, and it's just a great connection there that, you know, Briggs McGuckin draws a ton of attention. You know, looks like he's going to dodge and just throws it to the back pipe where Lancaster's waiting, and no one's there to get him.
A massive goal for the Blue Wave. Ball on the ground and a huge face-off win for Mark McNamara. Wow. Brandon Penn's been getting him all game.
Yeah, they just pulled the face-off, and as you said that, I noticed Mark McNamara's winning another ground ball, but smart play from Braymeyer there. It's just his Fogos haven't been able to get the job done today.
There's Thurlow now. Making defenders slip and fall. Ryan Thurlow, open cage, and he buries it. Ryan Thurlow, another member of the Blue Wave with 2 goals.
Yeah, the first time, you know, he had to re-dodge there. He had to reset and attack again. But the first time he dodged, made one of those defenders fall to the ground, basically touch the earth for a second. And then as he offsets and re-dodges, it's just too much speed. And, you know, they're trying to pull the goalie out, get an extra defender out of the net. But that's the risk when you pull the goalie out of the net to double team a player like Thurlow. You know, it's unfortunate that the net is just wide open and it's an easy wraparound for Thurlow.
Blue Wave lead by 3, 2:40 left. Another ground ball, whistle blown. Corey has it. Desmond Corey with it now. No, Kristen to Kessler. Thought about it. Brings it over to the freshman Colsey.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get this ball on the stick of Kyle Colsey for sure.
Chris Colsey. What a goal. How about his little brother, Will? Almost a similar shot to his 5th goal. About at the same spot and about the same stick angle as well.
Yeah, and Chris Colsey's really been trying to get that bouncer to go all game long. Something I've noticed about Chris Colsey, the younger brother of Kyle, is that, you know, he's trying to shoot for that lefty bouncer, and finally he gets it to go, and in a very timely fashion too. Of course, we thought the ball was going to get worked to the wing where Kyle was waiting, but Chris, just a young player, having the courage to take that shot in a big moment. Wow. And a man up now on the check from McNamara. So Ridgefield's going to be man up.
Colsey has it.
Ward. Yeah, that was definitely a Ward.
Now a shot down low. Chris Colsey again.
Wow.
My goodness. Wait a second.
And it looks like, I mean, Darien was pretty upset there. I heard and saw a Ward on the field. Kyle Colsey was kind of extending his elbow, trying to defend off his defender, which is illegal. Mm-hmm. But ref doesn't throw a flag. They already have the man up, and they don't need the man up because they draw and dump to the younger brother who puts one away.
There was definitely some contact there, but a hat trick for Chris Colsey. And now Darien takes a timeout. Ridgefield hasn't been out of it at all so far. Minute 47, only down by 1. A absolute huge face-off in a huge last.
I mean, a kid that young too, taking those shots. You know, if you it's almost like basketball where you're taking like a 40-foot logo jumper. If you don't hit those and you're like a sophomore, it's definitely not going to be pretty in the locker room after the game. The seniors would not be happy. So for him to have the courage to take those shots and make them in a big moment is definitely huge.
Confidence is massive, especially as a high school athlete, as a freshman on varsity in a moment this big on a team that good against a team that's also playing as good as you are. And again, Darien playing without Ben Bilodeau and Max McBride tonight. We're both out.
I mean, definitely, and the courage too, or no, the resilience rather. I already talked about the courage to take those shots, but the resilience to continue taking those shots. You know, he's, you know, probably was like 1 for 7, 1 for 8 up to that point, and then he just got those 2 to go. So not his best shooting night, but, you know, big-time players make big-time plays when, you know, it hits crunch time, and he definitely has shown up for the occasion.
Both teams breaking the huddle. It looks like Will Bonner will be taking the face-off for the Blue Wave against Brandon Penn. Absolutely massive face-off. Penn wins it. The Tigers have the ball. And now a timeout from Ridgefield.
Chris Colsey able to get those first 2 shots to go, but we all know where the ball is going now. It's going to be in the stick of Kyle Colsey. They're either going to try and run some off-ball action for Colsey, maybe get him moving off a pick, you know, an off-ball pick where he can step down and rip one, or he's just going to straight up dodge from X, maybe isolate a man at X, get a shorty on him and just take him to the cage. But, you know, Chris Colsey got him here, and I think Kyle Colsey's going to finish it.
Kyle Colsey will be looking for his 6th goal on the contest. His little brother already with 3, him with 5. We'll step away just for a moment on the DAF Media Network. Thank you again for watching this joint venture of the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Here we go. 1:38. Brandon Penn for Ridgefield won the faceoff. They called timeout. And here we go. Chris Colsey to Kessler. A lot of traffic out in front. Behind Kessler again. Chris Colsey flings it back.
Kyle Colsey has not moved yet this possession. He's just been locked off right in front of the crease.
No, another timeout taken by the Tigers. They didn't like how that was progressing. Under a minute left now. Blue Wave still leading by 1. We'll step away again just for a quick second as Ridgefield draws up another play here on the DAF Media Network. By far the most important 56 seconds of both of these teams' seasons so far. The FCIAC Championship on the line.
Whoa. They have Stephen Olvany on Kyle Colsey right now, and then they switch. Okay, I thought they were about to give Kyle Colsey a shorty. That would have been crazy.
Now out in front, Carney deflects off a stick.
So it is going to be Mark McNamara and Kyle Colsey inverted at X. And this is a make or break moment. This is going to determine the game.
Here's Colsey. McNamara in front. Time ticking down. 30 seconds left to play. Chris Colsey out in front. Bouncing ball. Picked up by Hendrickson in the air. Goes back. Still on the ground. Scooped up by Corey. 19 seconds. Here's Corey again. Finds Kyle Colsey. 10 seconds. Here we go. Kyle Colsey. McNamara. Ball on the ground. Picked up. Connor Lane flings it down the field, and the Blue Wave are headed to the FCIAC Championship game.
Oh, and Mark McNamara just got injured on the celebration. Oh, no. Oh, no, that is not good. After making arguably the best play of the game, shutting down their top scorer. Maybe he just cramped. They're stretching him out right now, but it looks like he was jumping up and down and may have like sprained an ankle or like hyperextended something, his knee maybe. I saw him hug his knee immediately.
Mark McNamara with the best defense of the game on Kyle Colsey, a man who scored 5 goals. He's down on the turf. Hope he's okay.
Right after the D-twig, the clean strip. And now we're waiting on Connor McNamara, Mark McNamara, who's just so ecstatic after that play, but down on the ground.
He's still down. An absolute thriller of a game. Mark McNamara's up. Looks like he can't put any weight on that left leg. We're going to hope that Mark McNamara is okay and hope that he can play in the Blue Waves' next game.
Colsey may have had 5 or 6 today, but that's really the defining moment of the game. The fact that there's 2 stars going at it all game long. You score 5 or 6, but you're not able to finish the job. That's when the game really matters. And Mark McNamara showing why he's committed to Penn State, showing why he is the one to take on this matchup, not other defenders, but Mark McNamara shining under the bright lights at the end of the game here. Truly a testament to this Wave team and himself as a player.
The Blue Wave clinching a championship berth, first time since 2022. In that game, they ended up losing to Wilton. But an absolute great game from all members of the Blue Wave. Again, hoping that Mark McNamara is okay. Darien, 9 goals, 2 from Porter Barnett, 2 from Brady Bicorni, 2 from Ryan Thurlow, 2 from Elliot Lancaster, and 1 from Morgan Rubenstein. And then for Ridgefield, it was the Colsey brothers with 5 from Kyle and 3 from freshman Chris. And one last time, as we say goodbye from Fujitani Field, the Darien Blue Wave defeat the Ridgefield Tigers 9-8. Thank this whole DAF Media crew. Sriram Pankarti on camera, Ethan Bonner also doing our ISO camera, Andrew Maslon on graphics, Ava Stone doing instant replay, Eric Bellingham directing, and of course this whole thing is overseen by our head advisor, Damian Andrew. Thank you again for watching DAF Media, a joint venture of the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. One last time, I'm Owen Heffron, joined alongside Will Jennings. Thank you for watching as the Darien Blue Wave defeat the Ridgefield Tigers 9-8. Have a great rest of your night.